Oh wait, hold on. I want to make sure we're going, right? Refresh. Upcoming, that's me. Excellent. Yes. Okay, here we go. Okay, whatever. Good morning, and welcome to yet another episode of Red Stone Lapis Lazuli. It is I, your host, Pogo Kiddo. Did I say that already? I don't know. I get so into it that I forget. Alright, so, ooh, spooky, right? Spooky, spooky. Like, ooh, what's that? What's he doing? But it's all about a matter of perspective. It's all about perspective. Oh, wait, 4. No, it's F5. There we go. It's F5. It's all a matter of perspective. Perspective. Blinded by the light. Revved up like a deuce, another runner in the night. You know, the only reason why I know that song is because of Counter-Strike. Counter-Strike. Back before it was on before Counter-Strike 2 or whatever, back in the OG Counter-Strike, like they had modded servers with modded sounds, and whenever you got hit by a flashbang, that song would play. Instead of hearing a flashbang explosion, you heard that line, blinded by the light, every time, over and over again. It finally compelled me to go look it up, and hence there it is, right? So that's how I know that propaganda works, because there are, I mean, if you just repeat something over and over and over and over again, like the brain can't help but hear it, you know, like it's gonna be there. I mean, maybe not, right? Because like there are things that I'm getting bombarded with constantly that I ignore, that I don't even, doesn't even pierce my consciousness. But anyways, I thought that was funny. Blinded by from Counter-Strike. I learned from Counter-Strike. Okay. Anyways, hey, welcome. Ta-da. Hey, it's raining. Can I sleep to make this rain go away? I don't know. Oh, and my frames per second are up in the corner and everything. Oh, jeez Louise. Only sleep during a thunderstorm. How amateur. Oh well. You get what you pay for. Okay. So, behold, right? This used to be the house of the villager that had the mending book. The librarian who had mending. But he disappeared and he wandered into the nether. He wandered into my house, into this door, before I had it all sealed off, before I had this here, and he wandered into the nether. Into the nether before I had made the train station. So, dude was in serious danger of dying. So, and I lost him. I didn't know where he went. So, like, it was kind of scary. So I eventually found him and moved him back to the village, the village proper. But yeah, he used to live here before here was here. It was the nether, and it was scary. So I had to, like, come to the rescue. Right? You make your own story. Check that out. Okay. In this game. All right. So yeah, so I made him a house, but he didn't live in. He went into the nether. So I moved him. I saved him and moved him back to the village. And so I had this house sitting here empty just forever until I finally decided I wanted to do something with it. And at first I made a freaking complicated rail system. Needlessly complicated, but it was easy. It was easier to make than what I ended up doing, which is this. So you can see there's a hopper underneath this chest, which pulls out of the chest anything I put into it. So my problem was I would harvest crops, but then I wouldn't want to have to deal with carrying them in my inventory, so I would just leave them here piled up. So, but I need to have the vegetables over there to trade with the farmers to get the emerald, the money. You know, if you want the money, you have to transport your product to the market. You can't just have it sit in your freaking garage and say like, come check it out. No, they're not gonna come check it out. You have to transport your goods to the market. Like this is more for me than anyone else. Because what did I do on Saturday? Not a goddamn thing. That's not true. That's not true. I made graphics and I like studied and I read about like what's going on and thought about like the nature of stuff. And then I kind of crashed out and played Stellaris for like hours until like 2 in the morning. Stellaris, man, that game is like kind of like a con. Oh no, I said it. I mean, it's a good game, right? I'm into it. I'm playing it, like, but the way I got like, it's like they make the game, but the game isn't complete. It's like missing a bunch of parts, and you don't know they're missing. Like you like it feels like really bland. Like it feels like half-ass is what it feels like. It feels like, man, I'm playing this game, but it feels like half-ass. Like they didn't finish parts of it. But if you pay a bunch of money to get all the or like most of the DLC, all of a sudden those parts that felt half-assed feel flushed out now. Like, oh, it's done now. The game is done. Except I thought I was buying a full game in the beginning, but no, you're actually just buying like the intro chapter. And if you want more, you have to like truly buy the game. So like, so I feel kind of like, I mean, I'm enjoying the game and it's a lot of money. Is it worth what I paid? Maybe. I don't know. Let me see how many hours I get out of it. Like, Minecraft has been the ultimate investment in terms of money in for hours out. It's like, wow, man. This game has outlasted computers. Whole systems. I'm laughing a lot, I know, but like, it's to keep myself from crying. Things are awful. Not in my personal life, right? Personally, like, my aura is clean, like nice and calm near me, but that's because I don't leave the house. Right? I try not to leave the house. I try to leave as little as possible. Is that, I don't know if that's an unhealthy thing or what, but that's what I've been doing. Because understand, 8 years ago, think about this, right? 8 years ago, I was fully aware that Donald Trump is who he is now. I was fully aware. I absolutely knew who he was. And I tried to tell people about it. And I spent a lot of energy, because I'm not a guy to normally go out there and do stuff like that. I had to like overcome a bunch of shit in order to even do what I did. And like, did it matter? I mean, like, I don't know, because he ended up coming back anyways. Like the United States wasn't able to hold him hold him accountable. It was too weak. I don't know if it was too weak, too divided. I think it was too divided. And oh shit, now I'm starting to wander into like dangerous territory. But yeah, it was too divided. Why? Why was it so divided? Because the United States government defaults to a two-party system by virtue of first past the post. So what that does is it takes a distorted picture of the electorate. Because why do you have elections? You have elections so the quote quote the people can have their voices heard, quote quote, right? But if the you know, they can't just come up and like say their voice. They can't just come up and say it. They have to use a mechanism to get their voice out there, like so that the government hears them. And like you can, and the ultimate version of that is the vote. So if your vote is, but like that feels like you have a free choice, but you don't really, because the nature of the voting system defaults to a two-party system. You can't choose a third party. You can't do it. You cannot do it, because if you do, all you're doing is hurting the party closest to you and helping the party farthest from you. I mean, it's Duviger's law. It's a freaking law. It's logic. You can't. It's inescapable. It's by the nature of our system. It's like written. It's not written into the rules, but it's like the default. What happens? So, okay, it's still going. I haven't messed up anything. All right. So you have a two-party system, and that's going to distort the view of the electorate, of the people. If you look, because it's like looking at a full color picture in only two colors. Like you're gonna miss a huge part of the information there by only taking two colors. Not even gray, just two colors. So I'm devolving here pretty quickly. But when it comes down to it, there's one race, if you want to use the term race, there's one race that's dominant in American society. It's the white race. They're dominant. And so, by a large margin, by a huge margin, they're dominant. So, that means they pretty much have control of the country via the vote. If you can appeal to white people specifically, you can get a huge part of the vote and control the country. All you need is the majority of the white people. You don't even need the other people. You just need the majority of the white people. And that's what happened in the election. That our voting system of first past the post two-party system makes it more likely for that kind of ideology to get a foothold in government. Because I do not think the majority of Americans who voted for Donald Trump are Nazis. I don't think that's the case. I don't think the majority of people who voted for Donald Trump are Nazis. They may not be fully educated. And if you show them a picture of Elon Musk doing a Nazi salute, sometimes they won't be able to see it. So, but because of our first past the post two-party system, the idea is just to get as many people on your side as possible. Regardless of how you do it. If you lie to them, whatever. It doesn't matter. So the system invites corruption because you're just trying to get the most people on your side as possible. Like, so even if you have disagreements in policy, like you have no other choice. If you vote third party, then you're going opposite your policies. So we really need to get out of the first past the post and into something like ranked choice voting. So I don't know. I don't go out anymore. I don't really go out. So I have a very limited like view of what average Americans think. But like I managed to talk to one of my, well, I don't talk to this one neighbor, this older white guy. Because back when Black Lives Matters happened, he was on the side of Trump. And like he voted for Trump the first time. So I was like, this guy is like not on my team. I'm not gonna talk to him. Anyways, he tries to have a conversation with me, and I'm like, all right, I get straight to the point. Let's talk about like Donald Trump. Did you vote for him again? And he's like, nope, I voted third party for myself. And I'm like, well, so like I didn't say it at the time, right? But let's think about that. Let's analyze that. A older white man didn't vote for Donald Trump, but didn't vote for the Democrat either. He voted third party for himself. He literally wrote himself in. So that means his vote is pretty much wasted, right? I mean, it's a wasted vote. It's like under Duviger's law, under first past the post system, if you don't vote for either of the major parties, either one, because of the logic, chances are you're gonna help the party of the other side. The only way a third party would work is if there's like one of the two parties collapses. That's about it. But neither party has collapsed, so a third party isn't gonna do it. And voting for yourself isn't an appeal to a wider audience. No one else is going to vote for that guy. So it was essentially a wasted protest vote. But who does that help? That helps the fascist, Donald Trump, because he didn't want you to vote anyways. So you're obeying in advance. You're agreeing with the fascist that democracy doesn't work, and you throw away your vote by voting third party in a system, in a two-party system. Not even a third party. You voted for like someone that no one else would vote for. Like, so literally a wasted vote. And like, it's hubris, man. It's hubris. And then I have my family members, who I talked to in November. Well, September and November. I last talked to them September and November. So before Donald Trump. September? No, November and December. November and December I talked to them. So after Donald Trump had won, but before he took office. And both of them were, like, all of them were very happy. Well, and then one of them I haven't talked to in years. After I found out he believed an MMA fighter who had suffered multiple concussions over his own flesh and blood, telling him his own flesh and blood, educated, telling him what's up on his grandfather's grave, like. So, and then I got like, yeah, the November guy, fully proud of his vote, but this is before he took office, so I don't know if that's what happened, but I suspect it'd be easy to trick him. But yeah, if you look at the votes, the majority of people, the white people, voted for the fascist. And that's who won. Every other group, every other racial group, except white people, voted for someone not Donald Trump. But the majority of white people voted for Donald Trump, who was, you know, a white supremacist. mean, what's the first thing that Donald Trump did when he got into office? He fired a bunch of people. Who are those people? Not just any people. I mean, some people were white guys. But a lot of the people he fired were women and people of color. His FBI director is scrubbing the government of prominent minorities who served the government, served the United States. Like, he's purging he purged the website for the Department of Defense of just like they restored it, but like some of it. They didn't restore all of it. Listen to me blab. No one cares. This is like a kind of a test too, right? Of this whole system. So, how do I feel? The famous comic, right? Yeah, you know this one. Where's the corner? I need the corner with the no, there's no signature on it. The original guy who made that one. Cool, thank you. It explains a lot. I don't even want to do this. Yeah. That's what I spent my time doing on Saturday morning. Is it gonna work? Yes. Free Mahad Khalil. Free Mahad Khalil. Mahad Khalil is a permanent legal resident, which means he has the protections of the Constitution. So he has free speech, the right to free speech. So the government isn't saying that Mahmoud Khalil committed a crime. They're not saying he committed a crime, because he didn't, right? The only thing they can say is that he supported. Well, he was against the U.S. He was against U.S. policy. That's about it. That's their thing. Yeah, he helped organize. Or he was at. I don't know if he even organized it. A demonstration on campus. Did that demonstration hurt anybody? Did that demonstration kill anybody? No. He's not even responsible for all the participants. Maybe there are some bad actors, right? It's easy to walk by a protest and say something bad and then have it attributed to the protest. It's easy. Like that's like a classic fascist way of getting rid of leaders. Is to have instigators infiltrate the crowd, do something stupid, and then pin it on the leader of the group. So the leader of the group gets arrested. Like that's like fascism 101. So he didn't do anything. Literally, he didn't do anything except use his First Amendment. And the U.S. government just grabbed him and imprisoned him. They haven't charged him with anything. He hasn't been given due process, right? He hasn't even got to see like a judge or anything. They just grabbed him and they imprisoned him. They not even just imprisoned him, they dragged him to Louisiana. Why would they go to Louisiana? Why would they drag him to Louisiana? Because that's the Fifth Circuit Court, and that's the most one of the most conservative courts in the country. So that's the district they control. In other words, you know how everyone likes to say like the 9th district is liberal because it's the West Coast. Well, the 5th district is super conservative because it's the Deep South. I shouldn't say deep south. I should say deep Confederate territory. So anyways, so now like he's in limbo, right? He's I think they moved him back up to New Jersey. And the judge has been trying to get the lawyers to be truthful about stuff, like, because he's all being dragged in court now as to like what's happening. Both the immigration people government and the Doge government. Doge. That's so stupid, dude. I can't believe he named his fucking attack group after a fucking internet meme. Yeah. So so what's going on? So Mahmoud Khalil is in prison in New Jersey. Donald Trump rounded up a bunch of brown people and put them on planes and sent them off to El Salvador, where they're put into work camps where they have to work, and and I don't know who gets the money, but it's not them. they work for someone else for free, and they can't leave because they're enslaved, or not enslaved, well, basically, but yeah, they're in prison, so they're like prison labor. And so no due process, right? They just picked him up and grabbed him and threw him out. One of the people that they grabbed was a Venezuelan pro soccer player. And yeah, he was going through asylum and they just grabbed him. Not because he had done anything. He didn't do anything. They just grabbed him because they could. Oh man, I don't have that one. Anyways, so a judge ruled, well, hey, I don't know what you're doing here. You need to stop. Government needs to stop while we figure this out. And the government didn't. No, the government defied the judge's order. So the next day, the judge is like, or not the next day, but like later on, the judge is like, all right, hey, what's going on here? And the guy said, well, the government lawyer said, I'm not going to tell you. No. And the judge is like, what do you mean you're not going to tell me? Like, is it classified? Is it a state secret? And the guy is like, the government lawyer said, well, maybe. It's like, are you claiming privilege? Is this like who's in charge here? Like, we're not claiming privilege. I mean, we kind of are, but not. I don't know. And who's in charge? Yeah, we don't know. Somebody. So the judge is getting like madder and madder because the government lawyer is not being straight with them. They ignored his order. They deported people to a foreign country without due process against the judge's order, and now they won't answer any questions. So the judge is getting kind of like miffed, and he's starting to set up the procedure to hold people in contempt of court. When you're in contempt of court, that means the judge can order U.S. Marshals to go after you and imprison you until you comply with the court's orders, or something like that. Sounds like oh, finally something might happen. Like finally somebody's gonna be held accountable. But we're gonna find out on March 25th. That's when it's due. But like it's going through the courts, and the courts are really slow. They're super slow. They weren't designed to hold off a coup. I mean, our shit's old, man. We haven't updated it in a while. It's not that we haven't updated it. It's that we have fascists trying to overthrow the government. A tech oligarchy is trying to overthrow democracy and install their fascist control. I mean, they got their fucking AI plugged into our payment system. Why? So they can award contracts to themselves and just take U.S. taxpayer money, and then shut off money whenever they want to other people, other parts of government. Like that's what's happening. So the courts are kind of slow on this. They're not really designed to do that. But Congress is controlled by the party that is doing the overthrowing of the government. And they're not going to do anything. And there's enough Democrats who are collaborators with the Nazis, well, with the fascist regime, that it looks like the Democratic Party is paralyzed. There's like at least 10 collaborators in the Democrats, including the leader, Schumer. Ender Pearl, man, check this out. It's so much nicer. Like, oh, I want to go over there. Oh shit. Ow. Okay. Ah, I'm here. No one ever talks about the glitches when you teleport. Like teleporting half into a wall. See now, look, all the farmers are here, and I have built this building, and it contains all the nutrients. Ha ha ha. So I can trade with ease. Okay, almost. Alright. Welly, 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 well. I have all this stuff. I don't want to do it. The letter from Muhammad. Like, I don't want to read. It's a huge letter. I don't want to read it. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. Suggestions. What's this? I don't know what it's suggesting. I have no concurrent viewers. Yeah, who'd want to watch this? This is hella boring. It's just me bitching about Donald Trump. I mean, well, it's their plan, right? Their plan is for the tech oligarchs to overthrow democracy and install like a dictatorship where they rule everything. Because they have money, and then they'll have their computers, AIs, to make the decisions in places that humans would take. And if you try to resist it, well, they're the authority now, so they'll do violence to you. So yeah, this is the machine takeover that everyone was worried about. Remember, like everyone's like, oh, the rise of the machines, the AI is gonna take over. Well, what do you think? What do you think Elon Musk is doing? He's plugging in Skynet into our government to rule us. If you want the long and short of it, that's what's happening. Anyways, I mean, it looks beautiful, right? Look at this beautiful view from the top of the mountain. Every morning I walk towards the edge and throw little things off. Like cutlery, something. Whatever, car parts. Whatever I find lying around. It's become a habit, a way to start the day. I go through all this before you wake, so I can feel happy and to be something, 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 something. Safe again with you? I don't know. Yeah, it's something. It's something, isn't it? Let's plant. So yeah, bad stuff is going down. Bad stuff is going down. Politicians are getting worked at the town halls, and like, I think rather than, so I saw a chart somewhere recently, and I should have saved it, but it was like a study that was done to see how much people's views influence legislation, and how much the elite's views influence legislation. And it turns out the way that the study turned out, that like it matters pretty much nothing at all what people think, regular people think, the constituents think, because policy doesn't change for the things that they want. But for the elite, for the rich, it turns out like government's very, very responsive to their needs and to their desires. not to the people, but to the rich. So like I think what's going to end up happening, even though people are getting angry and like going to these town halls, what's going to happen is not that the politicians are going to change their minds, it's that they're just going to stop having town halls. Go, food, go back into the storage. So, wheat. So why am I using a pickaxe to harvest wheat, harvest plants? Because this pickaxe is enchanted with fortune. So I get 3 times the drops. Unfortunately, that only means 2 times the seeds for this guy, but oh well. So yeah, they're just gonna stop having town halls, or like they'll have private security at town halls to kick you out if you don't act properly respectful of the government official, of the representative. Like this is like, yeah. Oh. Yeah, I mean, maybe the American people will rise up more than they are now, but like half of them, I wouldn't say half, but like a big chunk of them don't see anything wrong with it. I don't know. I could be wrong, right? Because I'm pretty isolated. Like, I should be going to Salem Saturday Market now and protesting again, but I'm a little more wary this time. I have less energy for it. I don't want to stand out in the rain for people to hate me. So where's all this going? Down into this water stream. Oops. Where it goes along this pipe. All the way. All the way. it continues to go all the way. So normally I would have to carry it, or it wouldn't go. But now, with the magic, well, with a lot of work and Minecraft blocks, I have made an automatic sorting system. So it comes here. I mean, I don't know where it's coming right now. But yeah, it works. I believe me. Check it out, guys. Isn't this a great building? Isn't this neat? I must have used a mod that took out clipping, because I can't push villagers anymore. I just clip through them. There's no collision with me and villagers. So maybe that like saves on processing power. Which saves like hopefully, I guess, makes me frames per second. I think so. Because if the computer doesn't need to check if things are bumping into each other, like, you know, less work. Wah. Just clip right through. Wah. It doesn't matter. Alright. I have stuff, right? But I just don't want to show it. What needs to happen is like I was saying, right? White people are the main group. It's not that I hate white people. It's that they're the main group that needs to change. They're the group that majority voted for our problem right now. They're the only group other than Latino men. And I think that's because Latino men, a lot of them identify as white. All the anti-diversity, equity, and inclusion stuff is just resegregation. It's the return of segregation. Anti-DEI is the return of segregation. They're segregationists. I mean, literally. Look what they're doing. They're trying to resegregate the government, and they want to resegregate the military. Man, I'm supposed to have like I haven't written poetry. I haven't like created art. I haven't really done anything. I gotta figure out what to do. I mean, I guess get involved, right? There was a Tesla protest, which is good, right? Let's crush Tesla. Fuck Tesla. Not because the car's, I mean, yeah, the car's kind of shitty, but mainly because their CEO's a Nazi. That's why. Call your reps tell them to fight. I don't know what we're going to do about the collaborators in the Democratic Party. Because there's a lot of them. Well, I don't want to say a lot, but there's enough. Enough for the Republicans to move legislation. They're like, this is not normal, while they just act like as if it is normal. Arg. Anyways. Alright. Sorry. I just don't have the energy to like go through negative stuff. I have no one to talk to, and I don't really have anything to say today, I guess. Man, maybe I should just take a break. Cause this ain't it. Anyways, alright. I'm done. Peace out. Stop.